Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is an update to the actual case that I talked about before. This murder case where this woman wanted to go murder her own father in Seattle, Washington. So, yeah, we're talking about that case. Now, what we have here is a bit more information that may not be deeming too great. So let's do a little bit of recap here of kind of like what is going on and what kind of sparked this type of situation here. So here you go.
Mary, those neighbors say that the daily demands of being a caretaker may have sent her over the edge. The result, she is currently locked up in the King County Jail on $2 million bail. According to court papers, the first signs of trouble in this case happened when neighbors heard smashing glass. All of it on election night when the presidential race was about to be announced.
My first thought was, are people just getting upset over this election, or is someone actually trying to break it in? Or
the answer to that, lady, yes. Yes, there is. I mean, if we go look at the multiple other cases of unhinged liberals literally just breaking down, I even did a video of this, where they're all just committing murders. I mean, look at this case where people murdered their family. This girl here, which is obviously the one that committed this heinous crime, and then we have the ones where they're trying to poison their family members or their husbands, etc. Yes, people are going insane over this election. This is causing mass hysteria amongst the far left, the liberals, and it doesn't seem like it's cooling down at any point here.
Prosecutors say the actual answer was much more horrific. They say 33-year-old Curry Burke smashed nearly every window in this home immediately after killing her father with an ice axe.
the lights were off, and only two people live in that house, and only one of them was on the street.
This woman lives near Burke. As she watched the election results, she said she noticed flashing lights outside. She then says she noticed Burke covered in blood.
My thought was that something calamitous had happened in the household, and my first instinct was, did she kill her father with her bare hands?
Prosecutors say that is exactly what happened, except the killing also involved an ice axe. All of it after they say Burke snapped at her father for simply turning on the lights inside this home.
When things like this happen, the whole neighborhood gets traumatized.
Burke has now been charged with first-degree murder. And a check of criminal and court records show Burke has never faced serious trouble with the law before. Her father, by the way, was 67 years old.
Yeah, so now that you guys are mostly caught up on the actual situation here and what's been going on, there's a bit more interesting stuff that's been brought out. Now, she is apparently a member of Blue Origin. Well, was a member or an employee of Blue Origin, which has to be related down to Jeff Bezos. And then we have this here: power lesbian Corey Burke, which is her actual name this time. We actually have it. Murders her father with an ice axe on election night meltdown at Seattle home. And it says here, a Blue Origin employee married to a prominent trans author and journalist has been accused of killing her elderly father with an axe on election night. Now, it goes on to say here, Corey Burke, 33, allegedly struck, stabbed, and strangled her father, 67 years old, Timothy Burke, in a fatal attack at her $800,000 Seattle home on November 5th. Burke, a training manager at Jeff Bezos' rockets and spacecraft company, confessed to her killing father that after he refused to turn off the lights, according to charging documents seen by Daily.mail.com. After emerging from the house with blood dripping down her face, she confessed to the police that she freaked out, claiming there was something important about Election Day. Burke reportedly told detectives that she knew that she could not convince her father to keep the lights off, so went upstairs and retrieved the murder weapon. So we have that there, right? And here's the crazy thing about this, right? Probably the biggest update that we have. Now, what they have here is Samantha Leigh Allen, and this is the trans individual. So this is a biological man that is trying to pretend that he is a woman. So it is trans. Oh, there you have it. So yeah, kind of interesting there. And then, of course, what we have here is that Burke claimed she knew the killing needed to happen today, according to a police report. She allegedly told police that she had to bite her father while choking him because he was too strong. Burke added that she felt better once her father went limp. That's how dark this is beginning. And it goes on to say, Burke also told police that as her father labored to breathe after the attack, the defendant sat next to him until he stopped breathing. Investigators say Burke came out of the Rainier Valley home with a bloody face and appeared to have having a mental health crisis, which a lot of these liberals are having a mental health crisis, but I digress. Burke had apparently smashed several windows, etc., and had deliberation after she offed her father. So, yeah, that's what we have here. And then, of course, they have all this stuff here. Burke was initially taken to a hospital for mental health evaluation, which I aggressively probably shouldn't have happened, but whatever. So that is what that was what we have here. Now, the crazy thing here is that we have Samantha Allen, or Samantha Leigh Allen. And what we have interesting is that this person is a trans individual. Now, if we go and look here at the Fusion article and what have you, the Wayback Machine, we end up finding out that there's quite a few things that are of comes of interest with Samantha Allen. It says Samantha Allen is a reporter for Fusion's Sex Plus Life vertical. She has a PhD in women's gender and sexuality studies from Emory University and was the 2013 John Money Fellow at the Chelsea Institute. Before joining Fusion, she was a tech and health reporter for the Daily Beast. Now, some of the crazy things that we have here is pretty alarming and says some interesting stuff. But I think the big thing here that we have, is the LGBT part. Says President Trump is a disaster for transgender people, and that's one of the big things. It goes on, and then she also has another thing here, why bisexual men are still fighting to convince us they exist. Meet the makeup vloggers who've been told there are two. Seriously though, why hasn't male birth control happened yet? Probably because it's a lot harder to deal with men, but I don't know, but I don't know why we're talking about this. Every single time Donald Trump assaulted a woman's appearance, how the next generation of doctors is learning to treat, or etc., trans stuff, and how I learned how to satisfy myself after sex reassignment surgery. So, this is all lunatic type stuff, right? This is all insanity. And it gets a bit worse than this, guys. It gets a little bit worse. Because, what we have here is a bit more of interesting. So, what she has written and wrote are a lot of trans articles and a lot of trans books. It says, Love and Estrogen, Patricia Wants to Cuddle, Roland Rogers Isn't Dead Yet, Real Queer America, and M2W, which is the Beast of Seattle, Y'all Means All, and then, of course, there's Gives on Sex and The Single Woman, You Should See the Other Guy, and it goes on, and that's pretty much it. So a lot of these things are very far left, very insanity here, and it's all crazy, right? This is all insanity, and this is his actual profile, right? This is the actual individual in question. So what we see here is that this person is clearly unwell and clearly not in any shape of mind of being sane, and it isn't good, right? It isn't good. And I think another thing that we had to call into question as well is that this guy, right, is trans, right? He's trans. He's pretending to be a woman. And then the big thing that we see here is that he's still interested into women. So I'm really concerned or wondering what's going on here, because obviously this girl is a female. The one that murdered her father is a female, and the other girl, quotation marks, is a man, but it still finds interest into women. That's weird. I wonder why that is. So I don't know what we're going to go with here, but this is proving the insanity of the far left and how nothing really makes much sense. And we really have things to talk about on what's going on with the insane people and how they're just constantly murdering people. And I think we're probably going to see more of this. I think more insanity is going to come forth. And I think we got to prepare for it. So let's see. Let's hope that none of this keeps on happening. All right, but the left has really gone insane, guys. It's really gone insane, and now we're seeing that maybe Samantha Allen had something to do with it. But these are alleges, and I'm not going to say that's confirmed. But I think they've been radicalized in a very negative way, and it's not getting better. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Must guys share. So always take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted. by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.